Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for being here tonight. I feel very lucky to have a chance to reflect on my career so far in Hollywood North and being part of this wild, crazy, and unpredictable industry. But in thinking about it, I realized that my journey so far has been pretty simple and straightforward. Yeah, I've just had to refuse to grow up, take giant leaps of faith, and be highly delusional. Let me explain from the beginning. So my story does start in Red Deer, Alberta. Here's a photo showing some of the most prominent features of my home city: trees, snow, and our magnificent water tower. I honestly couldn't tell you if this photo is from 2018 or 1988. Either way, it was a wonderful place to grow up in. But other than ice skating, because it was winter for half the year, and piano lessons because my tiger mom made me, there wasn't a lot to do in Red Deer. But there were movies to watch. Cheap movies, the days of $1 matinees at the theater and 99-cent 2-for-1 rentals at the video store. I watched as many as I could get my hands on, especially classics like Jurassic Park, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, and of course, E.T. Now fast forward 20-some odd years later, and I was finally ready to move from Alberta to Vancouver for law school. And I like to think I was a fairly typical Allard student. I had ambitions to save the world in the name of justice. I felt like I was going to throw up during my first LSLAP clinic. And I came out of my UBC program not only with a valuable JD degree, but with a much improved alcohol tolerance. Now, I got articles, as everyone does, at a boutique family law firm, and with that, I thought my lawyering career was off to a fast and furious start. But perhaps it's a bit of foreshadowing of things to come. Right before PLTC, I took a giant leap of faith, quite literally, and went skydiving in Europe. To this day, there's been no greater thrill or terror in my life than jumping out of a helicopter in the Swiss Alps and free-falling 4,000 feet. But I took an even greater leap of faith the next year, right before my call ceremony, when I was too busy signing up for this acting course instead of accepting a full-time permanent position. In fact, I turned down an associate job offer and started my temporary break from the law. My parents were so happy. Now, this acting course did prove fruitful, and with that, my new acting career was off to a fast and furious start. Now, I quickly got my first gig. Full disclosure, it was an unpaid independent film that I found on Craigslist that we shot guerrilla style in an alleyway off East Hastings. But it was a start, so here's my 1 second of fame. Fleeting as it was, my zombie experience did inspire me to keep at it, and in early 2014, I had the pleasure and the privilege of being part of a UBC theater production of the Vagina Monologues. Now, I can't remember the name of my character exactly, but it was something like Chorus Girl Number 3. Yeah, it wasn't a big role, but it was for an amazing cause, and I met some really awesome people in the industry. Now, my theater experience also motivated me to keep pursuing my acting goals, which at this point had crystallized into the form you see here. This is a copy of the first season of the American TV show Arrow, filmed locally in Vancouver, starring a Canadian actor. Now, for artistic purposes, I really wanted to work on this show. So for artistic purposes, I stared at this DVD cover every night to inspire me to work harder. By mid-2015, though, I came to the realization that I was not going to make it as a working actor. The closest I had been to a professional paid booking was as a backup stormtrooper on a Subway commercial. So I did what anybody in my shoes would do if they wanted to still work in the industry. I emailed as many talent agencies as I could, asking them to hire me to start representing and managing their actors with no previous experience. But one agency did take a chance on me, and with that, my new agenting career was off to a fast and furious start. Now, I quickly gained some clients, including Yuri, who booked on the show that I had been dreaming about for years, Arrow. So here's a scene with the star of the show, Stephen Amell. If you don't recognize Stephen from 30 seconds ago, I totally understand. You probably weren't looking at his face. Now, it wasn't all successes and victories from there. One of the first things I had to do when I moved on to my second agency was letting my new client, Daniel, know that he was being let go from the hit show Riverdale. Yeah, the producers had decided to replace him with a more experienced actor, so I had to be the bearer of bad news for a 17-year-old teenager. Didn't exactly get easier from there either. One of the most memorable moments of my career so far has been hopping on a shuttle bus on a snowy winter day, heading up to Whistler and meeting my firm's client, Alan Thicke, to support his latest film, which would turn out to be his last. It was really surreal to receive a call at our office not even a month later, letting us know that this Canadian television icon had passed away. But for every setback or disappointment, there's been a corresponding highlight in my adventures as an agent, and one such highlight was supporting these two young ladies, Athena and Jasmine, in their short film debut at the 2016 Crazy 8s Film Festival. Now, these two sisters had their debut in front of an audience of 1,700 people, so 10 times the size of this one. Not too bad for 8 and 9 years old. Working with children has been very meaningful to me, and here's another one of my favorite young clients, Emma. I have to admit, though, sometimes I'm a little bit jealous of my tiny clients. So case in point, last year, Emma may have made more money than me, working on cartoons. She was 6 years old at the time and had just started elementary school. Have I mentioned I have a law degree? But what I love about working with youth is my hope that they'll continue acting, dreaming, and pursuing their goals through the rest of their lives. It gives me a lot of satisfaction when I get to work with grown-ass men and women who are delighted to dress up in costumes, shout their lines over and over, and run around on set all day. It also makes me very proud when I can see the inner strength and resilience of my clients to watch all their hard work pay off. I remember Daniel, I mentioned him a little while ago. He was effectively fired from a hit TV show, but within a year and a half, at the ripe old age of 18, he was back and bigger than ever as a star of a CBC series called Crawford. Trust me, this is the best TV show that no one's ever seen or even heard of. Over the last few years, this industry has shown me a lot of ups and downs and highs and lows, but it's the people that I work with that make it all worthwhile. I love working with my clients and helping their careers and being their business partner, acting coach, life coach, career coach, emotional punching bag, number 2 fan besides their mom, red carpet companion, and sometimes even a friend. I should mention, though, that it's not just celebrities and stars that makes this exciting. It's also the day-to-day hustle of the industry. I always geek out when I come across a film set in Vancouver. And this is a recent sighting. It was so cool to watch the crew transform my part of Chinatown into a slice of Vietnam. Like, honestly, I couldn't help but wonder, is this really worth it for a credit card commercial? And at the same time, thank the universe that it is. Now, at the beginning of my talk, I said that my past's been pretty simple and straightforward so far. Well, I kind of lied. I am an agent and a former lawyer, after all. But to get to this point in my career, the principles have been the same. I have a lot of passion because I've embraced my inner child, shot for the moon, and never gave up on what I believed in. So I hope you do the same. Thank you very much.